Some betrayals don't come with a warning. They come with a smile, a compliment, a fake apology. And by the time you realize what's happening, it's too late. Your energy's drained, your time's wasted, your trust is broken. And the worst part? You had a feeling, a hesitation, a moment where your gut told you something was off, but you ignored it. Because you didn't want to seem paranoid, dramatic, or negative. That's why this video matters. Because spotting fake people isn't about being cold, it's about being clear. Machiavelli, the master of human nature, didn't survive the cutthroat world of politics by being trusting. He paid attention to patterns, not promises. He knew fake people talk more than they act. They flatter more than they show up. They pretend more than they reveal. So today, we'll break down 5 Machiavellian rules to detect fake energy, fake loyalty, and fake friends before they drain your power. And if you stay until the end, I'll share the one signal that Machiavelli would tell you to look for, the one that never lies. Let's get into it. Rule 1. Fake people flatter fast and disappear faster. Machiavelli wrote, "Men are quick to flatter, but slow to follow through." Translation? Empty praise is cheap. Real loyalty is expensive. When someone you barely know starts hyping you up like you're a legend, be careful. They're not connecting to you. They're trying to seduce your guard down. Here's what this looks like in real life. You meet someone new. Day 1, they're calling you bro, queen, my soulmate. They say, "You're different. I never felt this before," or "You're going to blow up." But 2 weeks later, they vanish. No loyalty, no support, just dust. Real ones earn the right to compliment you. Fake ones use compliments to get in fast and leave even faster. Rule 2. Fake people mirror you, but don't mean it. They agree with everything. They love what you love, hate what you hate. They become who they think you want, not who they are. Machiavelli said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." But here's the twist. Fake people show you what they appear to be and hide what they truly are. For example, you meet someone and suddenly they're into every single thing you post. They DM you like, "I've been thinking that too," or "You're literally me." But then, when you need them, they're gone. When you disagree, they switch sides. They were never solid, just flexible, until it stopped serving them. The real ones challenge you with respect. The fake ones copy you with no spine. Rule 3. Fake people ask a lot, but offer little. Machiavelli warned us, men are ungrateful, fickle, false, cowardly, and greedy. Brutal, but strategic. Because when someone always needs something, your advice, your support, your time, but never shows up for you in return, that's not a friend. That's a leech in disguise. You've probably seen this before. They message you only when they're down. They hype you only when they need a favor. They vanish the second you ask for something back. And if you say no, they guilt trip you. They switch up. They play victim. Fake loyalty is always conditional, and you don't need to be mean. You just need to notice and pull back. Rule 4. Fake people play both sides and act innocent. This is subtle, but deadly. They pretend to like everyone. They never pick sides. They call it being neutral, but really, they're collecting information. Machiavelli believed in alliances, not fake neutrality. A prince must learn how not to be good. In today's world, That means knowing that not everyone who smiles at you is your ally. You've probably seen this before. You tell them something personal. Next week, someone else brings it up. You confront them, and they say, "Oh, I didn't think it was a secret." They apologize, but keep doing it. They hide behind "I didn't know," when in truth, they knew exactly what they were doing. Never trust someone who's too friendly with your enemies. Rule 5. Fake people only love the version of you they can use. The second you grow, change, pull away, they turn cold, because it was never about you. It was about access. Machiavelli reminds us, the promise given was a necessity of the past. The word broken is a necessity of the present. In other words, people will say what they need to stay close until they no longer need you. Picture this. You start a business, you get a promotion, you glow up, and suddenly, the people who loved you feel distant, jealous, silent. They make comments like, "You've changed," or "Don't forget who was here first." But real supporters want you to evolve. Fake ones want you to stay stuck, because they were never clapping for you. They were clapping for their access to you. These aren't just red flags. They show up in small, subtle moments. Here's how to recognize them in your daily life, before they get too close. In school or college, you're doing well. Someone who barely spoke to you suddenly wants to collab on every project. But when it's their turn to help, they're too busy. At work, they act friendly in the group chat, always compliment your ideas. But in meetings, they pitch them as their own and never mention your name. On social media, they repost you when you're trending. They're in your DMs when your views go up. But when you're quiet, they ghost. Their support depends on your spotlight. In dating, she tells you you're amazing, fast, over the top, then tests your limits, flakes on plans, and calls you too sensitive when you express how you feel. Machiavelli wouldn't just say, "Watch out." He'd say, "Observe, store, act when it matters. Never react emotionally, because that's how you win." If one of these signs sounds familiar, stay calm. Don't start ghosting everyone or cutting people off in a wave of paranoia. That's not strategy. That's reaction. And Machiavelli would never recommend reacting without first observing. What you need now isn't rage or panic. What you need is perception, precision, and patience. From this moment on, speak less, watch more. Pay close attention not to what people say when it's easy, but what they do when it costs them something. Don't get distracted by charming words, long apologies, or loud promises. That's how fake people slip in, through moments where your emotions override your judgment. And here's the truth. Not every fake person is evil. Some are just inconsistent, unreliable, emotionally immature. They don't know how to show up fully for others because they've never learned to show up for themselves. But if you're here, if you made it to the end of this, then you're not like them. You want to build something better, stronger, cleaner. Machiavelli taught that the most powerful strategy isn't always confrontation. Sometimes it's quiet distance. Sometimes it's silence. Sometimes it's letting someone think they're close, while you're already 2 steps ahead. The real game is to create a life so intentional, so guarded, and so clearly directed that no one who lacks loyalty, depth, or respect can stay in your orbit for long. So don't feel discouraged if one of these signs reminded you of someone close. Don't beat yourself up for not noticing earlier. Growth starts exactly here, in the moment where you choose clarity over comfort. Rewatch this video when you need a reminder. Come back to it when your vision blurs, when doubt creeps in, or when you feel too generous with your time and energy. Because being able to spot fake energy early isn't just about staying safe. It's about staying sane. It's about protecting your peace, your mission, your mind. And now that you've seen the signs, you won't move the same. Not with fear, but with quiet, unshakable clarity. If this spoke to you, don't just keep it in your head. Write a comment, even just a few words. It helps you remember, and it might help someone else too. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this content, and share this with someone who, in your eyes, needs it right now. Just trust your instinct. We're all trying to get clearer, more solid inside. So let's build minds that don't break.